Operation Spring Awakening was the last major German offensive of World War II. The operation was referred to in Germany as the Plattensee Offensive and in the Soviet Union as the Balaton Defensive Operation. It took place in western Hungary on the Eastern Front and lasted from March 6 until March 15, 1945. The objective was to secure the last significant oil reserves still available to the European Axis powers and prevent the Red Army from advancing towards Vienna. The Germans failed in their objectives. The operation, initially planned for March 5th, began after German units were moved in great secrecy to the Lake Balaton area. Many German units were involved, including the Sixth Panzer Army and its subordinate Waffen-SS divisions after being withdrawn from the failed Ardennes offensive on the Western Front. The advance stalled on March 15th, and on March 16th the Red Army and Allied units began their delayed Vienna offensive. On the March 6, 1945, the German Sixth Army, joined by the 6th SS Panzer Army, launched a pincer movement north and south of Lake Balaton. 10 Panzer and 5 infantry divisions, including a large number of new heavy Tiger II tanks, struck 3rd Ukrainian Front, hoping to reach the Danube and link up with the German 2nd Panzer Army forces attacking south of Lake Balaton. The attack was spearheaded by the 6th SS Panzer Army and included once elite units such as the 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandard SS Adolf Hitler, by now seriously degraded from constant fighting and heavy losses. Dietrich's army made good progress at first, but as they drew near the Danube, the combination of the muddy terrain and strong Soviet resistance had ground the German advance to a halt. On March 10th, the Axis forces fighting under Operation Spring Awakening around Lake Balaton had a total of 230 operational tanks and 167 operational assault guns between their 17 divisions. A single fully equipped late 1944 Panzer division would officially have held no fewer than 136 tanks, meaning that by March 10th the entire offensive immediately surrounding Lake Balaton had enough tanks for only 1.7 Panzer divisions as opposed to the 11 which were in action. By the March 14th, Operation Spring Awakening was at risk of failure. The 6th SS Panzer Army was well short of its goals. The 2nd Panzer Army did not advance as far on the southern side of Lake Balaton as the 6th SS Panzer Army had on the northern side. Army Group E met fierce resistance from the Bulgarian First Army and Josip Broz Tito's Yugoslav partisans, and failed to reach its objective of Mohacs. German losses were heavy. Heeresgruppe had lost 15,117 casualties in the first 8 days of the offensive. On the March 15th, strength returns on this day show the Hohenstaufen Division with 35 Panther tanks, 20 Panzer IVs, 32 Jagdpanzers, 25 Sturmgeschützes, and 220 other self-propelled weapons and armored cars. 42% of these vehicles were damaged, under short or long-term repair. The Das Reich Division had 27 Panthers, 22 Panzer IVs, 28 Jagdpanzers, and 26 Sturmgeschützes on hand. On March 16th, the Soviets' forces counterattacked in strength. The Germans were driven back to the positions they had held before Operation Spring Awakening began. The overwhelming numerical superiority of the Red Army made any defense impossible, but Hitler believed victory was attainable. On March 22nd, the remnants of the 6th SS Panzer Army withdrew towards Vienna. By March 30th, the Soviet 3rd Ukrainian Front crossed from Hungary into Austria. By April 4th, the 6th SS Panzer Army was already in the Vienna area, desperately setting up defensive lines against the anticipated Soviet Vienna offensive. Approaching and encircling the Austrian capital were the Soviet 4th and 6th Guards Tank, 9th Guards, and 46th Armies. The Soviets' Vienna offensive ended with the fall of the city on April 13th. Some Hungarian units survived the fall of Budapest and the destruction which followed when the Soviets counterattacked after Operation Spring Awakening. The Hungarian St. Laszlo Infantry Division was still indicated to be attached to the German 2nd Panzer Army as late as April 30th. Between the 16th and the 25th of March, the Hungarian 3rd Army had been destroyed about 40 kilometers west of Budapest by the Soviet 46th Army, which was driving towards Bratislava and the Vienna area. On March 19th, the Red Army recaptured the last territories lost during the 13-day Axis offensive. Sepp Dietrich, commander of the 6th SS Panzer Army tasked with defending the last sources of petroleum controlled by the Germans, joked that 6th Panzer Army is well named, we have just 6 tanks left.